Flying T Club provides the everyday TCU fan and alum the ability to specifically support TCU student athletes. Flying T Club offers 3 levels of memberships. The Flying T Club is a nonprofit organization supporting the brand development of TCU student athletes through a series of unique event-based networking opportunities, which are exclusive to our members. These events provide a great social engagement tool for our members and student athletes alike. Follow them on Instagram at Flying T Club or online at flyingtclub.com.
This morning, so it's it's a full-time deal for them.
Coach, when you think about the way that this team has come together this year, the opportunity for them to meet some of these alumni, hang out, and then also maybe just glean a little bit of knowledge from them, that has to be pretty invaluable, doesn't it?
Well, I think they meet some guys. I think seeing guys and coming back and being proud of their schools and then they're watching us, so they'll talk about the game, and I just think that makes guys feel good and talk about what game they're coming to this year, and I think it's just part of what we're trying to build here. And there's my wife; she's there, so
that's a good sign.
That's good, and so I just think we got guys that like to get out and mingle, talk, and hang out with the students, hang out with the alumni, hang out with former players, and that's a good thing. So that's what we're trying to build, and every day. And when I say build, it never ends. It's with our world, there's going to be it's not the 4 or 5 year guys now. It's going to be a little bit different, but it doesn't have to be. As we're an example to that, whereas everybody else is transferring throughout the country, we have all these guys back.
Well, and you said it's an ongoing process, a recruiting process continuing as we speak. It's become year round almost, hasn't it?
Yeah. I mean, it's. I think hopefully your place sells itself, and to some degree, we can only go so many places. But you just get guys that we've done real well in recruiting this fall, and things are going good. I can't talk about it, but things are going well and going as we had planned. A lot of good players in Texas, and we targeted a couple guys, and we've got them, and that's good, and that's a good sign going forward. And there's a lot of guys that wanted to come here that ended up at good schools, and we got to make decisions. That's the challenge. So it's everybody talks about who's going to get this guy, who's going to get the guy. You got to get the right guy. You got to make the right choice as well as get them too. So figure out who you can get. So I think we've done real well in that area, but this is the group. I mean, this team has worked hard. It's always moving on to the next, moving on to the next. Let's enjoy this team. Let's enjoy how hard they worked this summer and what they've done. They got after it today, and it was fun to watch and fun to be a part of.
You talked about challenges of recruiting, but there's challenges in the offseason too, as that season inches closer and closer. For you, knowing the strengths of this team last year being defense, rebounding, what are you working with this team to improve on as the season creeps?
Well, I mean, it's not hard to figure out. We didn't shoot it well. 3-point shooting, something we want to get better at. But we kind of knew that going into last year. Getting with the guys we had bring in, we had some guys that really simply hadn't made 3-point shots and weren't known for that. So we developed that as the year went on. I think they'll be better at this year going forward. We obviously have to coach on our turnovers, but you can't be great at everything. We were really good at some things, and with that comes some some deficiencies, but you just try to minimize those and get better, and I think we will. We were relatively a young team, and in some ways we're still young next year, except that we have returning guys. I mean, we have really every guy could actually come back next year. We could have returning guys. That's unheard of, but that's the situation that we're in. Certainly, COVID's had something to do with that, but we'll have a lot of guys that are graduating next year, but have another year to play.
Well, we know you got guys here you need to visit with. You got a bunch of former teammates here. That's what's kind of
group. They were out playing golf. I watched them tee off today, and then I ran in to do some visits and get ready for practice. But our group's been good. They've been, I don't know. I haven't seen all of them, but it's been fun. They're bad golfers, kind of runs in our group, but they had fun. They went out to Coach Miller's place out in Squaw Creek, I guess it was, where he hangs out at. And so they had fun, and I guess it's part of it. They go out and do different things. So I don't know what they're getting into tonight, but I'll try to stay away from it.
All right. We'll let you get to it. Coach Jamie Nixon, thanks for coming by here for joining us. Yeah,
Thanks
Frogs Today Live here. We are at, as we mentioned, Lot 12 at the Hyatt Place. Got a lot more still to come. Coming up, Thomas Mcguire is going to join us. You'll remember him. Reggie Smith's going to be with us as well. We got a big lineup. Larry Richards going to stop by. We'll do all that after we take this time out.
Hub Fort Worth family is a passionate, energetic team of insurance professionals that have the same common goal in mind: helping businesses and individuals protect their health, property, and financial well-being. Their objective is to maximize the options available to businesses, families, and individuals while helping you make the choices that suit each unique situation and challenge. Their clients look to them for guidance in navigating the cumbersome world of insurance and investments. Their experience and personal relationships combined with their creativity enables them to craft solutions that fit your specific circumstances. Their guiding principle is, don't tell me how much you know, just show me how much you care. Since their founding in 1966, they've enhanced their offerings to include a comprehensive range of services, including employee benefits, property and casualty, and personal lines insurance. Follow them and learn more on their social media pages. You can find them on Instagram, Facebook, and LinkedIn at Hub Fort Worth. Dave's Hot Chicken is a cult favorite and now has 2 locations in Fort Worth: Bryant Irvin Road on I-20 and Berry Street at TCU, both owned and operated by Horned Frogs. Mention the Frogs Today show and get 10% off anytime, and order online at daveshotchicken.com. Dave's Hot Chicken is a cult favorite and now has 2 locations in Fort Worth: Bryant Irvin Road on I-20 and Berry Street at TCU, both owned and operated by Horned Frogs. Mention the Frogs Today show and get 10% off anytime, and order online at daveshotchicken.com.
The Flying T Club provides the everyday TCU fan and alum the ability to specifically support TCU student athletes. Flying T Club offers 3 levels of memberships. The Flying T Club is a nonprofit organization supporting the brand development of TCU student athletes through a series of unique event-based networking opportunities, which are exclusive to our members. These events provide a great social engagement tool for our members and student athletes alike. Follow them on Instagram at Flying T Club or online at flyingtclub.com.
Welcome back into Lot 12 here as we're experiencing the basketball reunion, really, that's taking place here. A lot of folks have come out, turned out for this. Glad you've joined us here on this Friday night for this edition of Frogs Today Live, if you will. And also, coming up tomorrow night, of course, is that game, the Frogs and Tarleton. We'll talk about that a little bit later on. Jamie Plunkett's alongside. We're going to introduce a new member of our team here shortly. He's going to be our basketball analyst this year. We're going to talk to him coming up. Plus, we got a great lineup of guests that'll stop by here in this hour. Maggie Hell's alongside as well. She might find somebody she wants to talk to as well. You never know. It could be here tonight. So first off, Coach talked about, he couldn't really mention it. There is some news on the men's basketball front that you first and saw for FrogsToday.com. You broke the story earlier today.
That's absolutely right. TCU added another commitment for the class of 2023. His name's Jace Posey. He's a 4-star small forward out of Houston. You might hear the name Posey and think that's a pretty familiar name. Yeah, he's the son of Jace Posey, former Xavier legend in Boston Celtic, played for a while in the NBA, currently an assistant coach with the Washington Wizards. But Posey is now on the list for the Horned Frogs as a commit, 4-star kid, really athletic wing, incredible defender. He fits that mold that TCU basketball has really been working to bring into the program over those last few years. Athletic, long, defensive-minded, and really just tough and scrappy. It's a great addition. Obviously, he joins Isaiah Manning, another 4-star kid in the recruiting class, and there's potential for a couple more here down the road.
And that's the other thing that's going on right now. You say add to more down the road. This is a big weekend for the Horned Frogs. A couple of recruits in town this weekend as well.
Absolutely. Manning, who's on the commit list, is in town for his official visit. And then a 5-star center out of Riverside, California, Dennis Evans, is in town. We actually had the opportunity to visit with him at the Flying T Studios earlier today. Really soft-spoken kid, but don't let that fool you. He is an incredible rim protector. You're going to have to go through a brick wall to get to that rim.
When you talk to the guys on this team, and then you talk to those who are part of the program, you get a sense of confidence around this program that I'm not so sure that we've seen in the last 3 decades or so.
Well, being 30 seconds away from the Sweet 16 will do that for you. You go out in an environment like the NCAA tournament and you take a 1 seed to overtime in Arizona, a quality 1 seed, where we see multiple of those guys from that team in the NBA right now. And that's going to give you a confidence, especially when you look at the roster and you say we're bringing all 5 starters back. We're bringing some significant bench presence back. And then you go out and you get a transfer like Rondell Walker to come in. You get a freshman like PJ Haggerty in here to contribute, who's capable of contributing right away. And now all of a sudden the Horned Frogs are on all of these preseason top 10, top 15.
Yep. It's a lot of fun
it's pretty great
to see that. To see how folks now around the country are reacting to TCU basketball. We're going to be able to do that here for the next hour as we continue with Frogs Today Live. We're going to flash back a little bit, some former greats here at TCU. Continue to look ahead to Saturday night's matchup with Tarleton in football here at Amon Carter Stadium. We're live at Lot 12 at the Hyatt Place, and we're back after this timeout.
Say hello to the water of tomorrow. Richard's Rainwater. Richard's Rainwater is 100% rain, refreshing, renewable, and the only ingredient we use in our water. Why rain? Because everyone deserves access to clean water, and rain is a 100% renewable resource available everywhere. Drink the rain. Save the planet. Shop now at richardsrainwater.com. The Hub Fort Worth family is a passionate, energetic team of insurance professionals that have the same common goal in mind: helping businesses and individuals protect their health, property, and financial well-being. Their objective is to maximize the options available to businesses, families, and individuals while helping you make the choices that suit each unique situation and challenge. Their clients look to them for guidance in navigating the cumbersome world of insurance and investments. Their experience and personal relationships combined with their creativity enables them to craft solutions that fit your specific circumstances. Their guiding principle is, don't tell me how much you know, just show me how much you care. Since their founding in 1966, they've enhanced their offerings to include a comprehensive range of services, including employee benefits, property and casualty, and personal lines insurance. Follow them and learn more on their social media pages. You can find them on Instagram, Facebook, and LinkedIn at Hub Fort Worth.
Live here, it is Frogs Today live from Lot 12 on top of the Hyatt Place, and Jamie Pluckett's alongside as we talk a little TCU basketball tonight, men's basketball reunion taking place here at Lot 12. We want to bring in one of the greats, one of our favorites of all time, who I think we can kind of make this announcement. Can we make this announcement tonight, Bingo?
We can make it, depending on what announcement you make.
Okay, all right, exactly. But Bingo's going to be joining us. Bingo Merrick's going to be joining us all basketball season long as our analyst to kind of talk through what we think, Bingo, is going to be a pretty special basketball season. It looks like it, doesn't it?
It's really going to be special. The guys have been working, being back on campus and kind of like going to school now and being able to go to the gym and seeing the guys like getting into the gym, working out. It's going to be real exciting and got everybody coming back mostly from last year. So it's something to look forward to.
You've been back on campus after over a decade of playing overseas, and you've been able to interact with these players. You've been able to play some with them in the off season. What have you noticed about this group most?
I think just the perseverance. I think it taught them a lot last year as far as the making it to the tournament and getting that experience and they seeing what it takes. I think, we were kind of the underdogs last season. So now this season we won't be able to sneak up on anybody. And so I think those guys will still be hungry and know that they'll have a target on their back. So I think that's going to be the key for them. And I think they know that. And you can see it as they work and as going through weight room, training, and just, getting shots up, listening to coach and everything. So it's going to be a special season for sure.
When you think about this team, too, last year coming into the season, they were preseason picked 8th in the Big 12. And like you said, they're not going to be able to sneak up on anybody there. As a player, though, how does your mentality shift or change when you go from being that underdog to that front runner?
I think for sure because it's levels. I think like when you start out, you have a dream or a goal, and then you hit that goal, now you have to take it to the next level. And I think that's what greats do. They keep working and keep practicing because, like when you play in the game, when you play against a Kansas now, they're not going to be lackadaisical. They're not going to come out easy because they know that you're ready to play. And I think that's the fun of the game, that brings the excitement, being able to come out and knowing that your opponents know what you're going to do and the work that you've done in the offseason is going to pay off in the long run when you're playing in the games.
You were a part of some good teams here at TCU. Then in your professional career, you were a part of teams that were loaded. And let's face it, they're 10, 11 guys on this roster that can play. Right. How does Coach Dixon manage that? How do you handle that?
I think you really talk to the guys about roles because when you have a lot of studs, a lot of guys that can go out and get you a bunch of points and can play at a high level, somebody has to take a back seat, so to speak, for everybody, for the team to have success overall. I mean, you look at the great teams. You look at Miami when they played in 2011 when they lost to the Mavericks. D-Wade had to take a back seat kind of to LeBron to be like, if we want to have success, LeBron, you have to take the reins of the team, and I have to fill in a way. And I think that's with experience. A lot of the guys got experience now, and I think with Coach, having his prestige and experience as well, he'll be able to manage that and kind of fill the roles out as needed.
It feels like it takes, in this day and age, a really special group of guys to be able to do that, especially when we start to talk about NIL and personal brand and how everybody's trying to, monetize their opportunities here. It feels like that is kind of antithetical to what you're talking about as far as being a role player.
Yeah, I think with the NIL, that's something different now. And, like the game is always evolving. So I think these guys here, they're getting a taste of, being able to get endorsements and get paid for, their likeness. And I think it's about managing. You get this practice now. If you handle a few things and, small things, then you can go on to the bigger things if you're able to be blessed to play professionally.
Yeah. So, and I'm thinking too, I really want to hear from your perspective on this. We've seen now a couple guys from TCU get to the league over the last few years, Desmond Bain, Kenrich Williams, RJ Nembhard. From your perspective, how has TCU grown as a brand, not just individually, but as a program?
But I think that now that we're seeing more TCU alums being like in the pros now, as far as for basketball, because, from football standards, we've seen a lot of pros like that. And so I think, with the Kirk Thomas and Nalins of the bunch, that was the only few back in, my time sort of coming up. Now you're seeing these guys get more opportunities, and they're putting TCU on the
And so a lot of players that are coming out of high school want to come to TCU because Coach Dixon is a great coach as well. And so I think it should help school, grow as well as far as basketball and overall.
Yeah, to that point, there's a 5-star on campus right now.
Exactly. Yeah. I mean, that that tells you how recruiting has really up.
Right.
If you're able to land him, what does that mean? That says everything about this program.
I think for sure, we're growing into a powerhouse, and I think that maybe being top 10 or top 15 preseason in the country, I think this is putting us on the map to let people know that we're going to be a force to be reckoned with for years to come.
Bingo, we're so excited about you being a part of our shows in the basketball season. We're fired up about it. Looking forward to seeing you around the studio, man.
I'm excited, man. I'm excited to work with you guys, and it's going to be a fun season for sure.
And, Jamie, you brought up some of those NBA guys. Speaking of that, right now, if you log on to frogstoday.com and you subscribe, if you're a paid subscriber, we're going to throw your name into a pot, and you're going to walk away with if we pull your name out, you're going to walk away with an autographed Desmond Bain basketball. How about that, man?
That's going to be real nice.
Yes, it is.
Yeah.
We got an autographed Desmond Bain basketball. If you are lucky enough to be selected as one of our paid subscribers, all you got to do is go to frogcity.com, sign up now for one of our subscriptions, and we'll throw your name in the hopper for that. So that's coming up. All right, man. We got a lot more still to get into. We're going to talk to one of Bingo's former teammates, Thomas Mcguire, is here.
Guard.
Still in the top 10, by the way, in assists career here at TCU. Yeah. Thomas Mcguire, the Las Vegas man. Yeah, he's in town. We're going to talk to him as Frogs Today Live continues from Lot 12 after this time out.
The Flying T Club provides the everyday TCU fan and alum the ability to specifically support TCU student athletes. Flying T Club offers 3 levels of memberships. The Flying T Club is a nonprofit organization supporting the brand development of TCU student athletes through a series of unique event-based networking opportunities, which are exclusive to our members. These events provide a great social engagement tool for our members and student athletes alike. Follow them on Instagram at Flying T Club or online at flyingtclub.com.
Live here at 12 on top of the Hyatt Place. Men's basketball reunion going on here tonight. We're glad you've joined us for this one. We talked about talking to some of the greats here in TCU basketball history. We found the greatest. Kirk Thomas is alongside. How you doing, man?
I'm doing wonderful.
Yeah, good to see you, man. Glad you made it out to visit with us. When you get a chance to relive some old memories, to see some old teammates, to come back here to TCU, you take advantage of it. I really appreciate that. What does this mean to you?
Oh, it means everything. This is home to me. It's like Fort Worth is my second home. Being born and raised down in Dallas, and then coming to TCU, and I was fortunate enough to be here 5 years, not just 4. So I got to meet a lot of good people. Got a lot of friends that have been around, been in my life for the last 30 years, and no complaints. Just having a good time. It's always good to come back and see some old faces and some new faces.
Jamie was talking to Bingo earlier. We had Merrick's on about how now all of a sudden you got guys in the league. You got RJ, you got Kenrich, you got Desmond. The reputation of TCU basketball is changing. Would you agree with that?
Oh, I would definitely agree with that. You got to give credit, to our coaching staff. They're doing a tremendous job of bringing in new faces the guys that they do have here who have been here for a while, they're developing them, and then you can see it out there on the floor. They seem to be really enjoying playing with each other and winning.
Yeah. When you think about the brand recognition that TCU is starting to get now, does that change the way a coaching staff approaches preparation or approaches a game or a season?
Well, I didn't have anything to do with that NIL, but
Right. You'd have been good for the NIL, though, Kurt.
that definitely has changed things. Has changed the the atmosphere, the horizon of what's to come. But a lot of the athletes are really excited, and as long as they want to come here and be a part of this great tradition, we'll definitely welcome with open arms.
Yeah, you think about what Coach Dixon has coming back this year, being able to keep this roster together, to add to it a little bit. The recruiting that we talked about that's coming into the future, is outstanding. When you put all that together, Kurt, how hard is that going to be to manage as a coaching staff? Because you've been a part of some teams that had a bunch of egos in the NBA. How did coaches manage all those?
That's why I don't coach.
Yeah, right.
That's one of the reasons why, because it's just so difficult.
Yeah.
You have so much talent out there. You have guys, as you said, with egos, guys who play with a lot of emotion, like myself when I play. So it's definitely hard to keep around, because there's a lot of opportunities out there, a lot of great programs. But you got to give Coach credit. He's done a tremendous job. Was able to make it to the tournament last year with a lot of turnover, which was a big surprise. But that just shows you the staff that we have here and how they're developing the youth.
Yeah.
And realistically, too, it takes buy-in from the guys, right? In an era where individual brand seems to be growing and being more important, it's still really impressive when a coaching staff can get all 12 of those guys and walk-ons to buy in like that.
Oh yeah, definitely. We're all horn frogs, but then if you can ever develop your little niche in whatever way it is to expose yourself, to get yourself out there, to get yourself some exposure, I can't fault you in any way, especially with this day and age, with all the money, with all the endorsements that are out there, and all the opportunities, you have to take advantage of.
Kurt, always a pleasure. I really want to thank you for coming by and seeing us.
Well, thank you. I appreciate it.
Looking good. You can still play, can't you?
Oh yeah,
I know you could. What are you driving right now?
Well, me, I just drive a little pickup truck.
Yeah, right.
250.
Yeah, I had 250. Yeah, just to load it up.
Just a little one.
Yeah, what color we go with?
Oh, black. My
Always, baby. I love it. Kirk Thomas joining us here. It's Frogs Today live here at Lot 12, the Hyatt Place. We got more to come after this time, man.
Dave's Hot Chicken is a cult favorite and now has 2 locations in Fort Worth, Bryant Irvin Road on I-20 and Berry Street at TCU, both owned and operated by Horned Frogs. Mention the Frogs Today show and get 10% off anytime, and order online at daveshotchicken.com. The Hub Fort Worth family is a passionate, energetic team of insurance professionals that have the same common goal in mind: helping businesses and individuals protect their health, property, and financial well-being. Their objective is to maximize the options available to businesses, families, and individuals while helping you make the choices that suit each unique situation and challenge. Their clients look to them for guidance in navigating the cumbersome world of insurance and investments. Their experience and personal relationships combined with their creativity enables them to craft solutions that fit your specific circumstances. Their guiding principle is, don't tell me how much you know, just show me how much you care. Since their founding in 1966, they've enhanced their offerings to include a comprehensive range of services, including employee benefits, property and casualty, and personal lines insurance. Follow them and learn more on their social media pages. You can find them on Instagram, Facebook, and LinkedIn at Hub Fort Worth. Say hello to the water of tomorrow. Richard's Rainwater. Richard's Rainwater is 100% rain, refreshing, renewable, and the only ingredient we use in our water. Why rain? Because everyone deserves access to clean water, and rain is a 100% renewable resource available everywhere. Drink the rain. Save the planet. Shop now at richardsrainwater.com.
Flying T Club provides the everyday TCU fan and alum the ability to specifically support TCU student athletes. Flying T Club offers 3 levels of memberships. The Flying T Club is a nonprofit organization supporting the brand development of TCU student athletes through a series of unique event-based networking opportunities, which are exclusive to our members. These events provide a great social engagement tool for our members and student athletes alike. Follow them on Instagram at Flying T Club or online at flyingtclub.com.
Frogs Today Live continues here at Lot 12 of the Hyatt Place tonight as we're broadcasting as part of the Letterman's Association, the Block T Association, if you will. They're having their men's basketball reunion here tonight. And a lot of former players are around. We had a chance to visit with Kurt Thomas earlier. Ingo Merrick's one of your teammates, Thomas Mcguire, joining us right now. Still in the top 10 in assists at TCU. Yes, I think this number sticks out. I think it's like 383. Is that right? Career assists?
I haven't looked at it.
I think it's 383.
It's nice to know that I'm in there.
Yeah, you're still in there. Still in the top 10. How are you doing, man?
I'm good.
Yeah?
Yep.
Fill us in. What are you up to?
Teaching in Las Vegas, North Las Vegas. I'm teaching, coaching basketball. We just won a 4A state championship last year.
Nice.
Only lost 1 player, so we have a good possibility of going back-to-back.
A little pressure on you, though.
It's a lot of pressure because for me, it's weird because, like, I won 2 state championships back-to-back as a player.
In Vegas.
And I don't know if there's anyone else who did it as a player and as a coach.
Yeah. So you got to pull it off, man. That'd be great, dude, to be able to pull that off.
Yeah.
What's it mean to you to come back and see all these former players? We saw Ryan earlier, J.R. Jones, guys played with. What's that like to come back?
It's so weird. Like, you don't think that 20-plus years has just passed. I feel like we were just in the gym together, like, yesterday.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, and then like to see, I was just talking to one of our coaches that came with me from Vegas to see what the campus has turned into since we left is amazing.
When you coach in Las Vegas, you're obviously from Las Vegas as well, played there, won 2 state championships. When you think about how TCU's brand as a basketball program is starting to grow, do you see your student athletes starting to talk about TCU more and more?
Our student athletes in Vegas? Mm-hmm. So weird to say, like we have a kid that was interested in TCU because he saw the style of the play, and it's obviously similar to how we play, like to get up and down the court. Obviously, you can't get up and down the court without playing defense. Right. So it is a lot of questions. I think that TCU is kind of like on that national level now, to where like kids are thinking about it, kids are asking about it. And it's nice to know, like, I was kind of a part of that.
You know, definitely we're a part of it, Thomas.
It takes so many building blocks, right? Yeah. Between Kirk and then Bingo and now to this current group with Desmond and RJ and Kenrich in the league. It just feels like the brand is continuing to grow.
Yeah. I mean, the growing part is, like I said, like, basketball is basketball, but, like, even the growing part of just the whole community, like, to see, like, where campus started a few blocks over before, now it's stretched over here.
Yeah.
The basketball part is pretty cool to see because, like, I was a freshman coming in with Coach Tubbs. When I came in, I was like, it's a crazy man. I don't know why I came here. And then, like, to see the growth, like, he turned a lot of men into young men rather than just basketball players. And now you see the same thing happening, like, with Coach Jamie and with the new group that he has in. Like, to be able to watch your alma mater make it to tournaments and to have somebody to cheer for is exciting.
How about how the facilities have changed, too, for athletics and for basketball specifically? I mean, it's amazing, isn't it?
It's not fair.
I mean, the locker room, the practice facility, the arena itself.
The gym itself. Like, just that's what I was saying. Like, the campus is, like, morphed into this whole big – like, when we used to have to walk across the street to get to the gym, now it's just like – you don't have to worry about cars coming to hit you or anything like that. So it's cool to see, like, the campus as a whole has just morphed into this big different thing. Like I used to always send pictures home with the fountains,
right?
And now, like, the fountains are just part of everything,
right? Yeah, so they don't stand out like they used to.
Right. It's just a part of it.
Thomas, always good to see you, man. I'm glad you're back here today for this event. Look forward to having you back more often. Next time we're in Vegas, we'll stop by.
That would be great.
Hey, good luck on a great year too, by the way.
Thank you.
Let's hope that happens.
All right.
Thomas McGuire joining us here. It is Frogs Today live at Lot 12 at the Hyatt Place. We got more to come, including a couple of visits with some guys that are legendary status fits them nicely. We'll get into that after we take this time out.
Dave's Hot Chicken is a cult favorite and now has 2 locations in Fort Worth, Bryant Irvin Road on I-20 and Berry Street at TCU, both owned and operated by Horned Frogs. Mention the Frogs Today show and get 10% off anytime and order online at daveshotchicken.com.
Flying T Club provides the everyday TCU fan and alum the ability to specifically support TCU student athletes. Flying T Club offers 3 levels of memberships. The Flying T Club is a nonprofit organization supporting the brand development of TCU student athletes through a series of unique event-based networking opportunities, which are exclusive to our members. These events provide a great social engagement tool for our members and student athletes alike. Follow them on Instagram at Flying T Club or online at flyingtclub.com.
Welcome back into Frogs Today live here at Lot 12 at the Hyatt Place. Thanks for joining us here tonight. Jamie Plunkett's alongside. By the way, you see the Desmond Bain autographed basketball. If you're one of our next subscribers, if you go to frogstoday.com and subscribe, you got a great opportunity to win yourself this Desmond Bain basketball. We're going to pick one lucky winner from our new subscribers this weekend. Just go to frogstoday.com, subscribe. You may be getting yourself a Desmond Bain autographed basketball. Right now, our own Maggie Hell is standing by with, I like to call him the HO effort. He's a Hall of Famer. His name's Corey Santee, and Maggie's with him right now. Maggie.
Thanks, Brian. Coach Santee with me. Coach, I want to talk about next season, but first, I want to give you your little moment. I want to give you a little shining star moment. So you're having your own full circle moment now. You played here, and you're coming back. How rewarding has that been for you?
Oh, it's been a blessing. You know, this is my first time coming to Texas, being a kid from Flint, Michigan. I took my first visit to TCU, first time in Texas. So to see it come back in full circle, it's a blessing.
And the team is doing really good last year. So we're expecting bigger and better things this year. We know they're already on campus. What have you seen in training that you really like?
Oh, they understand what hard work means now. You know, usually when you tell them what hard work entails, they don't understand it. So us having that success we had last season, they're ready to rock and roll now.
Thanks, Coach. Brian?
Thank you, Maggie. He is one of the best. Good friend of ours, Corey, who's done an amazing job here started out as player development, now part of the staff here with Coach Jamie Dixon. And he's a guy, too, that, I mean, you talk about a history here at TCU, the fact that Corey Santee lived it, and so he now can talk to players about it man to man, and it's made a big difference.
Well, he and Coach Dixon have that extra asset, right?
Yeah.
They were players here. They performed well here. They were successful here. I mean, Corey Santee held a record here until just 2 years ago. Right. Now he has that opportunity to come back and bestow that knowledge and that work ethic on all of these guys.
Now we're going to do some producing on the fly. Larry Richard, I'm going to get Larry to come on up here, Jay, if you don't mind. Larry's going to join us right now, one of the greats here in TCU basketball history. We're going to have him come by and visit with us. Larry's a guy. Come on in here, Larry. He walked in the door. We had to get him on, man. Slide those on for us. Larry spent 8 years playing professional basketball, and you're one of those rare guys, Larry. You stayed in one spot, one country the whole time. You stayed in Turkey, right?
Yes, I did. I stayed in Turkey and Istanbul all 8 years, but I played for 3 different teams and had a successful career over there. Turkey's now one of the top countries outside of the United States as far as basketball is concerned. 2 of the teams that I played for over there in the Euro League, which is the top league outside of the NBA.
Did you kind of dive into the culture? I mean, having spent 8 years there, were you fond of the food, fond of the people, fond of the culture?
I loved the place, the country. Everything was beautiful. It was a Muslim country, and it took a little while to adjust to that, but it was such an eye opener for me. It's so much history with the country of Turkey. So I had a great time. I love the country. I love the food. And, I went back a few years ago. Actually, the league brought me back just to congratulate me and one of my friends on our accomplishments. So we played over there, so they brought us there, and, they had a bunch of interviews and things of that nature. So, I have a lot of love for the country and for, the basketball league there. So I'm always following to see what's going on there in Europe.
It's really fun, too, because lately it seems like, at least in the United States, Euro basketball is growing in popularity, especially when you have some ambassadors that have come over, Luka Doncic, the Joker, just name a couple. How have you seen Euro basketball grow?
Well, I was there during the early days when Tony Kukoc was playing there in Yugoslavia, and I was playing in those leagues back then. And even though I played in Turkey, the top teams of each country play against the other top teams in it's called the Euro Cup. So I played against a lot of players from back in those
Did you ever play against Sabonis?
No, but we were in the same group as far as Euro League. He was on another group, but he was a top rebounder in that, of the whole of Euro League, and I came in second.
Because I always heard the story that, we saw Sabonis late in his career.
Yes.
And his knees were bad, and everyone said if we'd have seen him early, that it would have been away at how good of a player he was.
He was so skilled.
Sabonis, right?
He was so skilled. He could shoot it. He could rebound, and he was a huge guy. He was mobile.
7 foot?
Yeah, 7-footer. Yes.
You need to look him up. James.
Yes,
I know who we're talking about.
Okay, good. I
That
want to make sure. These young guys sometimes, if it happened, they call it the pre-LeBron era.
Right.
You remind them every once in a while. When I walked up a minute ago, you were talking to one of your teammates, and Jamie, as I walked up, the teammate was saying to him, "If we'd only gotten you the ball," and that's time and time again the stories that I'm hearing from these former players. Tom Mortimer was telling me, "Hey, you were the best player on that. You were the reason why." Won as many games as Jamie Dixon. You need to talk to that guy right there. How does that make you feel?
That makes me feel great, just to feel appreciated. But we had a really good team, and I love these guys. We were so competitive back in our day. We worked very hard, and I'm just happy just to be a part of TCU. I love this school, and I'm always supporting every sport I can whenever I can. I love TCU, so just because of that, the friendships we developed through the years, it's just been awesome.
Larry, thank you for coming by.
No problem. Thank you very much. Thank you so much.
Yeah,
Thank
thanks
you
for being here.
Appreciate it.
Larry Richard joining us here. Frogs Today live from Lot 12 at the Hyatt Place. More to come after this time out.
Hub Fort Worth Family is a passionate, energetic team of insurance professionals that have the same common goal in mind: helping businesses and individuals protect their health, property, and financial well-being. Their objective is to maximize the options available to businesses, families, and individuals while helping you make the choices that suit each unique situation and challenge. Their clients look to them for guidance in navigating the cumbersome world of insurance and investments. Their experience and personal relationships combined with their creativity enables them to craft solutions that fit your specific circumstances. Their guiding principle is, don't tell me how much you know, just show me how much you care. Since their founding in 1966, they've enhanced their offerings to include a comprehensive range of services, including employee benefits, property and casualty, and personal lines insurance. Follow them and learn more on their social media pages. You can find them on Instagram, Facebook, and LinkedIn at Hub Fort Worth. Say hello to the water of tomorrow, Richard's Rainwater. Richard's Rainwater is 100% rain, refreshing, renewable, and the only ingredient we use in our water. Why rain? Because everyone deserves access to clean water, and rain is a 100% renewable resource available everywhere. Drink the rain. Save the planet. Shop now at richardsrainwater.com. Dave's Hot Chicken is a cult favorite and now has 2 locations in Fort Worth, Bryant Irvin Road on I-20 and Berry Street at TCU, both owned and operated by Horned Frogs. Mention the Frogs Today show and get 10% off anytime and order online at daveshotchicken.com.
The Flying T Club provides the everyday TCU fan and alum the ability to specifically support TCU student athletes. Flying T Club offers 3 levels of memberships. The Flying T Club is a nonprofit organization supporting the brand development of TCU student athletes through a series of unique event-based networking opportunities, which are exclusive to our members. These events provide a great social engagement tool for our members and student athletes alike. Follow them on Instagram at Flying T Club or online at flyingtclub.com.
Here at Lot 12 of the Hyatt Place in Fort Worth, it is Frogs Today Live, and we're glad that you joined us. Don't forget, you can go to frogstoday.com, subscribe to our broadcast and to our website, and you got a chance to win yourself a Desmond Bain autographed basketball. We'll be giving away one of those to a lucky subscriber this weekend. Go to frogstoday.com. We've talked to a lot of guys tonight.
Yes.
We talked to Kirk Thomas earlier, terrific player, obviously. Bingo Merrick's, Thomas McGuire stopped by and visited with Larry Richard, who was a great player at TCU. Maybe the most talented guy of all the line is sitting beside us right now. Maybe the most. Reggie Smith's with us. Good to see you, man.
Now, I won't say I was the most talented, but maybe the hardest working.
Well, you combine the two, though.
No.
That's pretty good, because you were taking, 31 in the NBA draft, is that right?
Yeah, 30. In 1982, I was drafted by the Portland Trailblazers as the first pick.
Yeah, first pick of the second round, right?
Yes.
Is that what it was? Yeah. I mean, and you think about that. That's a testament to that hard work you're talking about. Do you remember that day when the phone call happened?
No, absolutely. I was at home with the family, and I was watching some of the other bigs come off the draft board. And Portland at the time didn't bring me in for a workout. And Chicago, Jerry Krause had said that they were going to draft me at their spot, 32nd pick. And I was like, wow, I could play with Michael Jordan, Scottie Pippen, and all those guys. And Portland snuck in, and their big thing was to draft the best athlete at that spot.
Yeah.
And I was just grateful to get drafted, and it was a testament to all the work and that I did at TCU, and just all the help from the coaching and my teammates.
Who were the other bigs in Portland at the time? I was trying to think back then.
So we were deep, right? So we had, Chris Dudley was there, Mark Bryant. We had the late Cliff Robinson. Buck Williams, Duckworth.
Buck Williams was still in the league. Kevin Duckworth.
Yes, the late Kevin Duckworth. A great bunch, right? They mentored me, but they were tough on me, and it was tough to get minutes, but I enjoyed myself.
Portland back in the day always had big men.
Yeah.
I mean, you think about it. They always, Michael Thompson was there, and then they had Sam. Remember, they drafted Bowie, right?
Yes.
And then Bowie struggled with the foot injury. But it seems like there was a stretch there where you looked up, and Portland always had big men. It seemed that was a priority for them.
Yeah, and big, good athletes, right? And a very athletic team.
Yes. Yeah.
Clyde Drexler, Terry Porter.
Yeah.
Frog fans remember you as being incredibly capable on both sides of the court, both scoring and rebounding. You obviously finished your senior year averaging a double-double for the Horned Frogs, but I want to ask you, last year TCU was one of the best offensive rebounding teams in the league. Did that give you just a little bit of pride seeing how hard those guys worked on the glass?
No, absolutely. Every year I come back and I ask Jamie, I'm like, what do the bigs look like? Right. And I follow it. Honestly, I mean, I still lead. I'm the all-time leader or rebounder at TCU. And I'm always like taking a look at like, okay, who has a chance to break this record?
Yeah.
Right. And honestly, I think Eddie has a chance. Right. He's a very good rebounder. He's a very good offensive rebounder. Right. And it's just tenacity. Right. And like I was told at a young age that, go get the ball. Right. You're not. Someone's not going to always feed you. Right. And so and I look at an offensive rebound as far as being a bad pass. And I'm just going to go get it, and I'm going to put it back.
One of the things that we've talked about before is that, a guy like Barkley, who wasn't the biggest, but always had big numbers in rebounding, he was offended if someone else rebounded. He felt like every rebound was his. And that's the way you have to treat a rebound. When that ball hits the rim, it's mine.
No, absolutely. And I would call out some of my teammates for stealing my rebounds. I'm like, dude, look, I'm trying to average, 10, 12, 13 rebounds a game, right? I'll go get it.
Right.
You guys take off, I'll go get it, right?
As the current record holder for most rebounds in a career, that's obviously an incredible feat. But is that a record that you want to see broken?
That's a tough question, man. I didn't think that's a tough question.
That is a tough question. No, I want someone to stay here long enough and put in the 4 years that I put in and to break the record, right? And honestly, I would love to be at the game and see that record be beat, right? Because I think it's attainable, right? I think Jamie has some talent here that can come out and break that record if they stay the 4 years.
Yeah. Let's do this, Rich, before we let you go. Fill folks into as to what you've been doing post basketball. Give us an idea.
So I retired at a young age, right? And so I was like 26, 27. And so in the last 20 years, I've been in the recruitment business, right? So I work for a startup company that's based out of Boston. It's a marketing automation company. I've been there with them a little over a year and a half now. So it's a pre-IPO company. It's the only thing that kind of gets my competitive juices as far as chasing talent and competing against other, industries, other companies, other recruiters and that kind of stuff. And so it's a company called Klaviyo. We're based out of Boston. We're doing extremely well, and I enjoy what I do. Now, I do miss basketball, and that's one of the reasons I'm here to see to bond and see my old teammates and that kind of stuff.
Well, it's been fun to watch you guys interact, too, to see the old stories coming out again, man. A lot of smiles on faces.
No, absolutely.
Yeah,
absolutely.
Thank you, man.
No, I appreciate having me.
Good to see you. Thank you very much.
Thanks,
Reggie
guys.
Smith joining us here. Live from Lot 12. Back to wrap it up here on Frogs Today Live after this timeout.
Dave's Hot Chicken is a cult favorite and now has 2 locations in Fort Worth, Bryant Irvin Road on I-20 and Berry Street at TCU, both owned and operated by Horned Frogs. Mention the Frogs Today show and get 10% off anytime and order online at daveshotchicken.com.
Lot 12, the Hyatt Place. Brian Estridge and Jamie Plunkett with you tonight live as part of Frogs Today Live. What a great night it was, too. here with our men's basketball reunion taking place. Quick look ahead to tomorrow night. Obviously, Tarleton at 7. We've got a brand new pregame show that we're going to roll out at 5:30 from inside the stadium in the south end zone there. Jamie will be with Coach David Bowden. And Marshall Newhouse, new addition to the Frogs Today family.
Newest member of the Frogs Today staff, former TCU and NFL alum, Marshall Newhouse is going to join us on the pregame and postgame show. Really looking forward to getting his insight into this year's TCU football team.
You know, it's been fun here to see these old faces, see these guys that we've seen play over the years and sort of rekindle relationships. But it's also been fun to watch them interact with each other, isn't it?
It is. You know, it feels like a family reunion, kind of like what Coach Dixon was talking about at the top of the show. Just this opportunity to get together, to exchange stories and wisdom, and just be, a part of this kind of elite club of TCU basketball players and alum.
Yeah, a club that is going to continue to get better and bigger, too. Mm-hmm. Obviously, big recruiting weekend we talked about this weekend. Great success last year for the Horned Frogs. High expectations this year and a lot of enthusiasm around the program.
There's no reason not to be enthusiastic after you finish the season like you did last year, and now coming back with everybody that's coming back. Obviously, you've mentioned the great recruiting class and just all the energy that seems to be building around this program right now. You don't want to miss out if you're a fan.
Yeah, it's going to be a lot of fun. Thank you for joining us here tonight from Lot 12 at the Hyatt Place. For Jamie Plunkett, I'm Brian Estridge. Thanks for our entire crew and Maggie Hale, who helped make this possible here tonight. We look forward to seeing you tomorrow starting at 5:30 with our pregame show here at Frogs Today and FrogsToday.com. Until then, have yourself a great night.